Excuse me, that was my dad. He called for my birthday. But this is another um, thing from Whole Foods. It's called the paleo paleo shake with hemp milk plus extra pineapple. But anyway, I think it's very exciting because you see, um, I've never actually met Carol Fall, but um, I have talked to her in an open public forum, and she responded to what I said, which was very nice. And I went to an alumni event, which was nice and interesting experience. But the reason why something like this is so important, what USC does, is because USC is a private institution. Okay, it's a private, respected educational institution, kind of like Harvard or Stanford. And well, right now their level may not be, maybe Harvard, Stanford. They are more receptive than those schools. When I say more receptive, I do mean that they accept people who maybe aren't perhaps, the perfect kid or whatever, but they accept people with more potential, and that's exciting because everyone has their incubation period, and you can't always expect to hatch or to bloom at a certain age. Sometimes that happens when you're 20s or whatever, and some of those people end up doing great things. What I like about USC is those people with a lot of ambition, and ambition that can succeed through rational means. They can achieve their goals. And so what's exciting about it is that right now there are a lot of industries that really aren't working for the modern world. Film is not really working for the modern world anymore. The stories, the way they're being told, the mechanism of Hollywood isn't working, and also schools aren't really working. Schools are a huge failure for many children. And so for me, as a teacher, the hardest thing for me is to, having seen firsthand what a failure the school system is. There are bright spots. I mean, there are things that are being done in pockets in some certain schools that are pretty exciting, but even then, those programs are reliant on one exceptional leader who's going to retire, and as soon as he's gone, it just goes away. So there's not a consistent process as to how to duplicate those extraordinary efforts, and I think that you need credibility when coming into a system, a bureaucratic system like the schools, and the USC has that credibility to an excellence and ambition to be able to spread, to discover, first of all, a new process, and to spread that process throughout institutions like high schools and public schools and hospitals and companies. So when I think about the football coach, okay, I think it's important to provide evidence that rational thought and insights can triumph over popular choices. And so for me, I think that Carol Full, when I heard her inauguration speech, I was really touched by it, and I didn't know it was unexpected for me. And immediately, it seemed like there was a path there to do great things. And I don't know what that path is exactly, but as a USC alumni, I'm a creative. I studied creative writing. A creative writer, let me explain to you, learns to create stories. And when you learn to create stories, you have to see the stories. You see the stories that our society believes. And you see the characters. Like, let's turn on the radio right now, for example.
USMCA, the rewrite of the NAFTA trade agreement. Republicans are mad, and they want to get this over to the Senate, where they believe it will be a fairer trial for the president. Let's listen now to South Carolina Democrat Jim Clyburn, who.
So I guess what's interesting to me about all this is that sometimes the universe creates characters, right? It creates characters to teach, because characters are just a part of a narrative, and they're created to teach lessons. And I think that the lesson that's being learned here is that Donald Trump is a character, and through this character we're learning a lot, and we're learning, and we're becoming better because this character is teaching us. And so, while many may see Donald Trump's arrival as a very negative thing, I don't disagree with that. But at the same time, it's a character that was created to teach us, to unite us, and to make us better. And see, the only way things can teach us is if it's a story. And the devil is actually just a character to teach us what happens when things just don't flow. The devil is blocker of the flow. And so Donald Trump is a character. He's blocking the flow. He's pulling away from the people. We're all witnesses to this behavior. And after some time, the system we realize is broken. And something has to come along to kind of heighten our awareness. And it's through storytelling. It's a real life story, what we're experiencing here with Donald Trump. It's a huge waste of time, but it's a necessary waste of time. And I know here on December 18th, I said I'm going to try to make a song, but I don't know if it's going to work out. And then I'm going to go meet my friend Tyler in LA later on, and after I have dinner with my family at a Thai place. But I guess Carol Folt is right from USC, is that we are in very special times. And I'm excited about it. And I'm excited about Southern California in general, how Southern Cal, USC, right, is there's something happening here. You know, there's something fantastic that's happening here. You talk to any young person now. There's very few ultra materialistic people, but there are still. But what I'm saying is, like, compared to before, I mean, there is something in the air, and no one knows what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be good. And anyway, happy birthday to all the December 18th people out there, and every birthday in December, January, and upcoming birthdays. I'll see you later.